Gio.
BT and Sal.
Evan and Tiki.
Keith McPherson, your nighttime host on The Fan.
On the fan.
On the fan.
On the fan.
It's WFAN Daily, hosted by Pete Hoffman.
Welcome to another episode of WFAN Daily with yours truly, Pete Hoffman. You can always follow me at WFAN. I'll be back. You can always check me out with BT and Sal every Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I also host Saturday mornings between 2 and 5. Also do the Rico Brony. But I'm here right now, WFAN Daily with you, for you, because there is some craziness going on in the baseball scene in New York. There's no doubt about it. Now, both Mets, Yankees are performing fantastic. Even though the Yankees had a rough series versus the Red Sox, whatever. The end of the day, we all know the Yankees are going to be in the playoffs. We all know that they're going to be the AL champions this year. They're going to go back to the World Series. We all know that because they are the best team in the American League, hands down, bar none. Why are they the best team, though? There's one player named Aaron freaking Judge who is on this team and is up for this triple crown, and nobody's talking about it. I know it's still early on in the season, but the guy's still batting 400. It's June 8th, June 9th, whenever you listen to this podcast. It's June whatever, almost mid-June, and he's still batting 400 and continues to hit like crazy. He's not going on these long slumps. He is just the best in baseball. That's what he does. And he hits another 2 home runs Sunday night versus the Red Sox. Even though they lost, 2 more home runs, put them back close to that game. They were down by a few runs, made it closer, had to bring Chapman into the game. So listen, Aaron Judge continues to perform like he will do. He is the best contract ever in baseball because he continues to put up the same numbers. He's healthy. He's just a fantastic defender out in right field as well. He can play center field. He does it all. Aaron Judge, best player in baseball. There's no debate, no doubt about it. And the fact that Shohei Ohtani is now out of the American League, there is no debate anymore who's going to win the MVP. It's Aaron freaking Judge. He's going to have the most he's going to have the best average this year. I mean, he's going to keep this pace up. Even if he drops off 20, 30 points, still batting 370. Nobody else is doing that. I'm sorry. Everyone else is going to fall off too. It's Aaron freaking Judge. His home runs, though, he hit his 23rd today, 22nd and 23rd today. He's 3 behind Kyle Raleigh. Let's be serious. Kyle Raleigh's having a great year. He's a catcher. He's going to wear down. He's not going to be hitting 50-plus home runs. But you know who does every year is Aaron Judge. And is this year another year where he's going to break his own record, hit 63 home runs, 64 home runs? Who knows? But he's a lock to hit 50-plus. Cal Raleigh, not a lock. Aaron Judge is. RBI total, yeah, he's, right there with Rafael Devers even. He's not up top. But, I mean, we know that Aaron Judge is going to put up these enormous numbers. It's not even a question. Can he just scrape by everybody else and win the Triple Crown? I think it's time. It's going to happen. He is that good. I'm not saying that this is like the peak of his career, but this may be the best Aaron Judge we've ever seen. I mean, honestly, it really is. And we've seen this Aaron Judge already break the home run record in the American League. So we're talking about a guy who continues to do special things for the New York Yankees. And what's really incredible is this may be the first time we have an MVP in the American League and an MVP in the National League, both on New York teams. That's right. The Mets may have the first MVP ever in not Francisco Lindor, which I think he's having a fantastic season. And again, remarkable after breaking a toe, coming back, having a huge game-winning hit in Game 1 versus Colorado on Friday night. It's not Juan Soto, even though we love Juan Soto, and he's starting to hit better. He's back to 240 or whatever it is, so his average is rising. It's Pete freaking Alonso. He hit his 17th home run. He's back up over 300. He's got the most RBIs in baseball at 61. He's got 38 extra base hits. He's got 20. He's got 17 bombs, but he's got 20 doubles. He's got a triple thrown in there too. Guy's not striking out crazy. I think he's got 62 strikeouts in however many games they played, 60 plus games. I mean, he is having a phenomenal season. And it's not just his offense, because if you want to go tit for tat with guys like Shohei Ohtani, because that's what the comparison is going to be. It's going to be about the comparison about, well, look at Shohei Ohtani, look what he does. He's leading the league in home runs. He's, look at what listen. He's not leading the league in RBIs, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, he's got the home runs. He's got stolen bases, but the guy has not done anything on the field. He hasn't actually stepped on the field and played any sort of defense. He hasn't pitched. He's a two-way player making $70 million. $70 million to be a two-way player with the Dodgers. And so far, he has done nothing but hit. And now listen, they won a World Series with them. So at the end of the day, they win that they pressed their luck. They took that gamble and they won. They won a World Series. But for a $70 million player who they're going to have to pay, not right now, but in the future, because they did, they threw back and they deferred how much of the contract, he hasn't even done half of what he's supposed to do. And half of what he's supposed to do is pitch every fifth or sixth day. And he hasn't been able to do that yet. Now, listen, it's going to happen. It sounds like it's going to happen sometime closer to August, September, that he's going to be back on the mound at some point in time. But until that day comes, I can't sit there and make him a viable, MVP candidate every freaking year. I'm sorry. Especially because you want to sit there and say that, oh, well, his speed and his power and what he does, it's amazing. But as soon as he steps on the field, and actually has to put a little bit of work and effort into what he does on the field besides hitting, I guarantee you those numbers are going to drop. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen because there's no way to be able to sustain that level of speed and power and success offensively on a regular and work on his arm and be, defensively, running around and doing stuff. He doesn't play the field. So I can't sit there and make that argument enough that I can't consider him as a true two-way player. So that takes him and slashes him off the list of MVP for me. Can't do it. And because I look at now, and it's amazing to me, we talk about the WAR stat all the time and how Pete Alonso doesn't get any respect in that. And neither do many first basemen. But Pete Alonso is saving the defense on the New York Mets on a regular basis. I know we talk about scoops, how stupid that is, but that's the reality. There is a lot of defensive plays that he makes on the regular that we just ignore. We just throw to the side because it's Pete Alonso and he's a big goofball. He looks like a polar bear. We just throw it aside. But the reality is he is a better first baseman than anybody wants to give him credit for. Nobody wants to put together the eye test. They just want to put together, let me write down some analytics. Let me put down some stats. Let me put down I'm going to make some weird algorithm and whatever it is and just, throw together some weird numbers and make it so that Pete Alonso sucks because he looks like a bad ball player. But offensively, we can't even talk about it because, he's not that good. He's not consistent enough. What about last year, how he was terrible? That's more like Pete Alonso. No, actually, let's be realistic here. The last 2 years were really bad for Pete Alonso. 2017, 2023, even though his batting average was bad, his numbers were really good. 46 home runs, 120 plus RBIs was really good. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, the 217 was very disappointing. Last year, it's really just 2024 that was a bad season. But defensively, he's continued to get better and gets zero credit whatsoever. But when you lead the league in RBI, when you are batting over 300 for a guy that people are like, oh, he's a 250 hitter or 240 hitter, and he's batting over 300 right now, and it's been consistent, and he's learned not to chase at these balls outside the zone. He's not chasing at sweepers outside. He's not going golfing. He is locked in right now in maybe one of the best seasons ever as a first baseman with the Mets. You can go down the laundry list. I mean, Keith Hernandez was a great player, but was he able to be like this? Was he this good? We've seen Pete Alonso perform at an elite level before. He can be amazing, and he is right now. So why do we look past him as an MVP candidate? Because he's big and goofy. Who cares? He's winning them games. I mean, we talk about big hit after big hit. I understand it's Colorado. I can sit there and understand that you guys don't want to give him credit for Colorado. That's fine. But how many big hits, big home runs has he had so far this season that weren't against Colorado? Well, let's go back to Milwaukee from last year and just move on from there. Milwaukee, Philadelphia. We go through those games in the playoffs where he had huge home runs, huge hits, and he's continued all the way this season. And he did slump a little bit. He's had those moments where he slumped, and yet he's continuously putting up big numbers. He's finding more rhythms. Guy's going to put up, he's at 61 RBIs right now. He's going to surpass his 88 RBIs from last season in July, maybe before the All-Star break. So let's really take a look at what he's doing and give him more credit. And we talked about last year, Francisco Lindor being snubbed for an all-star, not an all-star. Yeah, he was snubbed for an all-star too, but for an MVP because of Shohei Ohtani. I'm telling you right now, Pete Alonso is better right now than Lindor was last year. Remember, Francisco Lindor, it was his second half. It was the end of May where we're like, oh, Francisco Lindor is finally hitting the ball, right? It really wasn't until like May 25th, 26th where it's like, oh, he's gotten away from the 170 batting average and he's starting to hit the ball more. And then he took that, the whole team took a turn for the better, and Francisco Lindor led the charge. Pete Alonso has been from jump. So he's got 2 months ahead of Francisco Lindor. Let's see the full season, and let's see how they rob Pete Alonso from an MVP. Because that's what the feel is if Shohei Ohtani wins a stupid MVP. Because I'm done with that nonsense. I'm done with Shohei Ohtani being handed everything. He's on the best team in baseball. He's on the best team in baseball. They are stacked at every freaking position. Look at the Mets right now. Are they stacked at every position? They have young kids playing every day now. Ronnie Mauricio gets the call. Mark Vientos, Brett Beatty, Luis Angel Acuna, Francisco Alvarez behind the dish. It's a young, youthful team surrounded by three stud players, Francisco Lindor, Juan Soto, and Pete Alonso. So don't sit there and tell me that, well, Shohei Ohtani, he's just amazing what he's doing. Yeah, because they have Freddie Freeman, who they bought, Mookie Betts, who they bought. They have the best team in the league because they bought everybody in the world, and they continue to do it. Doesn't make a difference. Everybody's taking pay cuts or deferring money to go to LA. So don't sit there and say this goes back to like the whole, David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez thing. Like, right? Like sometimes people cancel each other out. Well, everybody should cancel out Shohei Ohtani. I'm sorry. When you have a team as stacked as the Dodgers, everyone cancels everybody out. The Mets are doing it. And yes, they did pay for Soto. They did pay for Lindor. Technically, they paid for Alonso for this year. I don't know if he's going to come back. We'll find out. That's another conversation. But don't sit there and say that they paid for everybody else, because Tyrone Taylor is not someone that they're paying for, and nor does anybody want to pay for him. Brandon Nimmo, he's overrated, or they overpaid him. His numbers are not that great. Jeff McNeil, not that great. They've been disappointing. There's been a lot of disappointing players on the Mets, but Pete Alonso has been delivering. And yes, that could be the Juan Soto effect, but who cares? At the end of the day, he is delivering. And if all goes the way that I see it going, you're going to have two MVPs in New York. Aaron Judge, Pete Alonso. And for anybody that used to sit there and say, oh, Pete Alonso wishes he was Aaron Judge, he may get his wish this year. He may get his wish this year if the voters do the right thing and Pete Alonso continues this pace. Pete Alonso will be the Aaron Judge of the NL. Thank you very much for checking out another episode of WFAN Daily with Pete Hoffman. You can always follow me at HoffWFAN for all the anything out there sports-wise. We're sitting watching the Tonys with my wife before, too. So, you get some of that. You get some horror movie talk if you want to, because I do that as well. I love horror movies. At the UFC event. By the way, I got to talk about the UFC real quick. What an event on Saturday night at the Prudential Center. A fantastic main event between Merab Dvalishvili and Sean O'Malley. Merab Dvalishvili that stays the champ of bantamweight division. Phenomenal performance. He continues to impress. He continues to dominate that division. Sean O'Malley looked really healthy going in there. And just could not withstand the power of Merab. He's just relentless. He finds ways to take you down. They were able to stand up. O'Malley was trying to find ways to touch him up. Couldn't get there. Merab just engages him and then submits him in the third round. And it was just a phenomenal performance, phenomenal night. The best fight of the night for me, though, was Kevin Holland. I think he was fantastic. Him and Luque. It was fun. It was great. It was aggressive. There was a lot of good things that happened, but Merab Dvalishvili, Long Island's own, even though he's from Georgia, trains out of Long Island. Long Island's own Merab Dvalishvili stays the bantamweight champion. But really the highlight of the night, let's be honest with you, was Kayla Harrison beating Juliana Pena, but the face-off with Amanda Nunes. That was the highlight, because when she came in there and those two squared off, Amanda Nunes, former champ, coming out of retirement to go fight for this belt with Kayla Harrison as she just beat Juliana Pena, that was electric. That was amazing. And I'm telling you right now, if you haven't gone to a UFC event, you got to, because there's nothing like a title fight, but just the energy, the crowd. Prudential Center was rocking from like 6 p.m. on. Were fights from 6 p.m. all the way up till I think we got home at 2:45 in the morning, because the fights were over at like 1-ish, 1:30, whatever it was at Prudential Center. It was sick. You got to check it out. All right, that's it. Enough ranting. But then there you go. WFAN Daily. That's the latest episode with Pete Hoffman. I'll be back with BT and Sal. You can catch me always Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with BT and Sal. Also, you can check out the Rico Bronya podcast I do with Evan Roberts. You can catch me there, or Saturday mornings as I host on WFAN till about 5 a.m. every morning, from like 12 to 5, 2 to 5, whatever it is. But 5 a.m. I'm there till. Thank you again at Hoff WFAN. Check me out there. I'll see you guys later.